Blackburn
Enterprises.
All right. Thank y'all for coming out. About to talk about the HBCU Experience.
Hey!
All right. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves, starting from the right.
My name is Niecie. I attend the best HBCU, Alabama A&M University.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. We have to start over because I said Alabama A&M. That's right.
Go ahead. Next.
I'm Imani. I went to Alabama A&M, but I transferred to TSU.
Trainer.
Okay.
My name is Jasmine Blackburn, and I attend the only illustrious Clark Atlanta University, okay?
My name is Maia, and I attend Winston-Salem State University.
My name is Kiajah. I attend the illustrious Atlanta
Girl, no! That's only Clark, baby. She playing.
Tennessee State University.
H2 University.
All right. So let's talk about education and administration.
These lights is hot.
So what do y'all think about the education, the teachers, and administration as far as getting everything done?
Okay, I got a question to ask all y'all. Do y'all have a lot of foreign teachers?
Yes.
Is that like
I
an
have a
HBCU
few.
thing?
Nope. I have predominantly black teachers.
All right. So what do y'all think about administration, like as far as getting help from financial aid or
No.
Stay on top of them. If you're not staying on top of them, it's honestly, you have to be sure that you're on top of your stuff because nobody else is going to be on top of you.
I promise. Like, nobody's going to tell you, oh, yeah, you need to go to this office, that office. You need to figure it out for yourself. Like, nobody's going to tell you what to do.
Right. But also, don't be scared to ask any, like, upperclassmen because they will help you, especially if you don't know where you're going. Like, they definitely will point you in the right direction. So, don't forget that your upperclassmen are there for you.
Okay.
I obviously can't speak for everybody else, but at my school, there's a lot of organizations and people who are very upfront with you about everything from like the first week of school. We have a lot of social media accounts where people just kind of post all the upcoming events for the week. So anything related to scholarships or financial aid, it's pretty much right there for you. It's just upon you to go do it. If you choose to not do it, then I mean that's on you. But there's a lot of valuable resources at my school for people to help you out.
Okay, so with like financial aid, y'all think y'all have valuable resources at all y'all schools?
I feel like my experience with Alabama is more so who you know. It's going to help you more than what you know because I didn't know like who to go talk to. But once I found out exactly who to go talk to, I was able to get money like this. But until I found that out, then it was kind of a struggle or nobody knew who exactly to point me to.
Okay. Any other experiences? Like, y'all got any bad experiences with any bad teachers?
Yes.
I will say, let me see. Look, if you go to Alabama A&M and you need to take math, Israel NQ, the Q, it ain't the one. Yeah.
There's some teachers that's more lenient than others. Like, it's even as far as like attendance, grades, because you can get by with one teacher not doing anything, but like just showing that you're trying. But with another teacher, it's not gonna work that way. Like, they just don't care. Like, it just depends on what kind of teacher you have. And as Niecie said, like, I have a lot of foreign teachers, so a lot of them we don't communicate effectively because we don't understand each other for real, or it'd be like a whole lot of miscommunication. So yeah.
I had experience with, okay, so basically it was this time where the band was gone. I don't know. I guess we were out of state for a game. And so I ended up missing a test in one of my classes. And I had a university excuse, and which means that I should be able to retake the test, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, the teacher was basically telling me, she was like, the only time you can retake the test will be at this time. And at this time, I had another class, which I had another test in. And she was basically telling me, well, you have to pick which one to take. And I'm just like, why would you? Number one, I should be able to come to your office hours when you're supposed to help students and retake the test, right? She didn't even offer that. She was telling me to come at a time that I had another class, which I had another test. So basically, she's saying, miss that test to come take my test, or there's nothing I can do for you. And I feel like as a professor, That was out of line.
As a fellow band kid, I would just like to say a lot of teachers, not all of them, but a lot of teachers, not they have something against band kids, but like they're not very understanding of how rigorous our schedule really is. Like we practice a lot, we're out of town a lot, and a lot of teachers just be like, you made your choice, like it is what it is. But it's like we do so much for the school, so a lot of them just aren't really understanding of that. So I definitely feel you on that one. 'Cause, whew.
Okay, as far as having teachers, I know from my own personal experience, I feel like having teachers at a HBCU was definitely a different experience compared to a PWI. How can you all identify with that as far as having teachers looking at you and respecting you for the color of your skin as opposed to being at other schools and it being a different way?
Coming from a private institution where it's like smaller classes, so we really get that one-on-one. For example, my history class, it was supposed to be standard U.S. history. However, we learned Black history. Like I learned a lot of stuff about my people more than I did ever in high school, middle school, elementary school. So I feel like the importance of an HBCU, just the simple fact of having to take a history class, is you get to learn more about yourself and about your people, because we're not taught about that in history. Like it's a lot of white history being taught, and I feel like to really understand who you are, especially as a Black American, attending a HBCU and getting those type of like history classes, religion classes, like all of those really help, especially coming from other Black teachers. For example, my history teacher was a Black historian, so she knew a lot about Kemet and the beginning and all of those things. So I feel like you get to really understand where you come from and who you are when you attend the HBCU as a Black American.
Gotcha. Okay, so if you had to give one tip when it comes to education or the administration for an HBCU, what would it be? Starting with you, Niecie. Oh, okay, Imani, a tip.
Can I give like 1.5?
Go ahead.
Alright, so remember who you talk to. Always be able to remember them by name, because if you tell somebody that you talk to somebody, you need to be able to tell them who, because people will act like they did not say that. That, and just build relationships. Everything is going to be relationship based. As long as you know people, you can get what you need.
Okay. Jasmine?
Don't be scared to communicate with your teachers. Like, email them, message them, talk to them personally, like, interact with them, because the more they see that you're engaged, they understand that you want to learn, so they'll be easier on you when it comes to, like, oh, you took a test and you didn't do too well. You can communicate to them, like, what happened, how to study, all of that. They're there to help. You pay them, so don't forget that.
All right.
I'm going to give advice, like a little story about just what happened to me my first semester. I was in a biology class, and I had a teacher who was fresh out of grad school, so it was his first semester teaching. And I'm not one who takes failing well. I'm not one who takes not getting a good grade well.
You don't say.
So, there would be times where I walk in this class, I put my phone away, like I would sit there, I'd take notes, and I sat in the very center of the class, so I had no excuse to not learn anything. But I'd walk out, and I would know nothing but the date of the day. And so, there were times like I would speak to him about how we could readjust the class or so-and-so, and nothing was effective. And I feel like it's very important to like piggyback off what Imani said, to keep in mind who you're talking to. Documentation is a very important thing regarding if you're the chain of command. Before you reach that upper level, you need to make sure that you've gone through everything that you could with the teacher themselves, and that's what I did. So when I reached a point where my grade was really suffering and I was taking the steps to like go to tutoring and talk to the teacher, and I still wasn't doing well, then I went to the upper head of the department, and then things were slowly resolved. They weren't, all the way great by the end of the semester, but I ended with a good grade, so that's all that mattered. But like chain of command, documentation, don't just give up and go throw a fit because you're frustrated about something.
Gotcha.
Kind of building off of what Jasmine said on communication, just really build your reputation, not even around just campus, just with different educators and like administration, because teachers talk and administration, they talk. Like we have this lady in our office for, I think, the study of women. And she gives out scholarships, and she talks to all the teachers about like how students are doing, so she can give scholarships, like surprise scholarships, just different nice things like that. So I was definitely very friendly with her, and she actually did end up giving me a scholarship. So just make sure that your reputation stays up, not only in just one class because you like it, but all of them, even the ones that you're doing bad in. So if you do end up in a situation where you're not where you want to be, you can come to that teacher and talk to them like, hey, I have this, this, and that. I'm taking care of this, this, and that. I'm in this organization. I'm doing this. So they'll have like more of an understanding of who you are.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Niecie, what do you think?
Okay, so my tip would be to do your work and go to class. Because let's say that you're not doing too well in the class, and you go to your teacher and you communicate with that teacher, you know, I've really been trying, and they can go back and see, okay, yes, she's turning all these assignments, and she's been to class. Let me just give her these extra points. You know, I have teachers that have actually had those conversations with us, and it's like, if I see that you're trying, then I will help you. But if you ain't going to class and you're not doing your work, and then you try to go to the teacher and you're like, you try to go to your teacher and you're like, I'm just doing so bad and I'm failing. They're like, sweetie,
Say it.
because you haven't been here.
You didn't even turn in the last assignment.
Just try.
Oh, man.
All right. Appreciate that information. You want to go ahead and give me your Instagram?
My Instagram is at its_Niecie. ITS_NIECIE.
My Instagram's at FAYY.XD.
My Instagram is the real Jasmine, JASMINE.K.
Mine is Maia.McCray, MAIA.MCCRAY.
What was that?
MCCRAY.
Mine is at Aja XBI at AJAHHH.XBI.
Yay!
Like, comment, subscribe.
Comments, tell us how your HBCU experience is.
Tell us where you're going.
Right?
What's your major?
And we missed a lot of points. You can put them in the comments.
Ask us questions. Literally DM
For a
us.
part 2, okay, period.
Period.
Wait. If you go to a PWI, don't
hesitate to put in your comments.
No, let us know why, baby, because we don't
have a lot of
understand.
knowledge.
Yeah, we don't know.
Right, we don't know much about them.
All right. It's a wrap. That's a wrap.